Get the mic in front of my mouth so you guys can hear the beautiful voice without any static or AC sounds. What is going on, everybody? We are now live on the YouTuber. We are now live on the Sportscaster. We are now live on the Twitch sphere. It is 5:59 p.m. East Coast time. About an hour, I think. I think the game started at 7, right? About an hour, maybe an hour and a half, I don't know, until the Monday Night Football 2-game slate locks. Very lucky 2-game slate. $250K to first. Showdown slate for $100K. Really only playing, I'm playing the 2-game slate. I'm not playing the showdown. If I needed a fix to play the showdown, it would be because there wasn't no 2-game slate. The 2-game slate's actually pretty good. You have 4 teams that are solid. The pricing is very good. Solid in terms of fantasy, like viable players on them, even without no AB. That probably makes players on the Raiders even more fantasy viable, right? It makes sense to get to the cheap options. I saw that Kiki is now ruled out. So no Kiki. Now means that Kenny Stills is very much so in play. Probably going to be operating out of the slot a lot with Fuller and Hopkins on the outside. So keep in mind that Kenny Stills is very cheap. You also have a lot of other cheap receivers, though, especially with AB being gone. You're going to be having Ryan Grant, wide receiver for Oakland, going to be getting touches. You're going to have Hunter Renfrow, wide receiver in the slot. I don't think Hunter Renfrow comes off the field. Whoa. I don't think he comes off the field right now. They really don't have another slot receiver. J.J. Nelson, who sees some slot time, will be put to the outside whenever he's really on the field. So, yeah, Hunter Renfrow seems nice. And then, other receivers as well in the low range today makes sense. So, what's up? What's going on? Show me what you got. What's going on? What's going on, Anthony White? What's up, Sal? You playing tonight? Yeah, I'm playing the 2-game slate. That's it. I'm playing in the $100 single entry, $10K to first, and I have the same exact lineup in the $10 for $250K. That's it. Brian Anderson, what's up? Both New Orleans running backs in the same lineup. What's up, Chris Thorne? Yeah, you can do it. I'm not doing it. Got sneaky Flacco tonight. Yeah, I mean, okay, Benny the Jet, thank you for subscribing to the channel. We're about to hit 7,800 today. That's nuts. We crossed 200 plus today. Sal, you have been very wise already in week 1. Is that true? Because a couple people on Twitter DMs have told me that my goofy explicit head has to get off the goofy explicit stream. Let's get it, Sal. What's going on, sir, baby? So, got sneaky with Flacco tonight. Yeah, Flacco tonight, I mean, he does have, like, actually sneaky weapons. Like, if Noah Fant is good as a tight end, he has sneaky weapons. I don't think it's great, though. I think that they're very average. I think they're overrated, his weapons, and sneaky at the same time. Like, Lindsey, sure, but he's only going to be on the field for 50% of the snaps because they love Royce Freeman for some reason. Emmanuel Sanders is 31 off of an Achilles tear. I don't care what the hype machine on Emmanuel Sanders is. I'm not buying it yet. He played, like, 8 preseason snaps, and everybody's hyping him up. Touched the ball twice in the preseason that he's back. He's 31 off an Achilles tear. I'm not probably getting there much, and I don't buy it. Cortland Sutton, second-year receiver, I think that he has the most upside for sure. So, yeah, I think Flacco is okay, but not on a slate where I can get to Deshaun Watson. I can't get away from Deshaun Watson. I don't care that he will be the chalk. It's just the only quarterback with real rushing upside, and the best offense on this slate, in my opinion, is the Texans. Stills good for cash? Yeah, Stills is good for cash. What are your thoughts? Because now there's no Kiki. He just got ruled out like a minute ago. Will Ted Ginn be a waste of time? Yeah, I think he will be, but he's probably the number 2 target on that team, to be honest with you. Well, I guess technically he might be number 3, because apparently, or 4. Let's call it number 4. Michael Thomas, Alvin Kamara. But apparently right now, Jared Cook in the preseason and camp had a very good connection with Drew Brees. So it seems like Ted Ginn is still going to be a guy that they target deep. It's just a matter of how much do they actually throw deep. 4 Houston players stacked for cash. 4 seems like a lot, but on a 2-game slate, it could work out depending on who you have. Man, F them, says Christian. I appreciate it. Frisco definitely was a nice call. Who's Frisco? I don't even know who the hell Frisco is. So somebody said that I made a nice call. Michael says, I don't even know who Frisco was. Am I thinking, do I not know who Frisco is for some reason? Fells in play? No Fells for me. Tim Patrick is going to win this slate for you. Yeah, $3,200, Tim Patrick, right? I think Tim Patrick is a very underrated and good receiver. He'll be on the field a lot. He'll be on the outside with Sutton. Those 2 guys will share the outside. Emmanuel Sanders, Deshaun Hamilton in the slot. Noah Fant, tight end. So, yeah, Tim Patrick's very underpriced. He's too cheap, to be honest with you, on this slate. Thoughts on Houston's D. Carter? Yeah, no interest there. What about Noah Fant? Yeah, the rookie tight end. He's not going to be any T.J. Hawkinson by any means. He's just meh. Like he's like my 3rd favorite or 4th favorite tight end option. Hi Sal, can you help out some sleeper picks for week 2? Yeah, what's going on, Rodney? Tomorrow I'll be going over a initial breakdown using all the sheets with my notes of every position. Right now though is really is just going to be for the Monday night slate. What up, Sal? Glad to see you on the Awesome, brother. What's up, Nicholas Tomes? Toms, I believe. Tomes. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. I'll be live with Lofty at 11 a.m. tomorrow. Did I miss anything? Is Ryan Grant a good play for Oakland? What's going on, Demetrius Jenkins? Yeah, he's fine. He's going to see the field a lot. They're going to have to force guys to play on the outside opposite Tyrell. Ryan Grant, J.J. Nelson, those will be the two primary guys. Harris is also out there as well, so keep an eye. Okay. Frisco means San Francisco. Yeah, their defense was fantastic. 2 pick sixes on Jameis. They had a very good offensive or defensive line versus the Tampa Bay offensive line rating. When I was just looking at it, it was probably a top 2 on the slate, and they were cheap, so it made sense. Play Kamara and Murray in tournaments. You can. I'm not doing it. San Fran is Frisco. Yeah, so I was in San Francisco last summer with an internship with General Electric's digital software business last summer for 3 months. And if you called it San Fran there, they like victimized you. It was SF. That's it. You can only call it SF or San Francisco. If you called it San Fran, you were like clearly a foreigner. So I'd never do that. But yeah, that's the case. Traquan Smith. I don't have any interest in Traquan Smith. Look, second-year guy seems to be like okay. Had a couple of eruption games last year. But he just falls into this very meh category for me. Like Ted Ginn is going to be ahead of him. Alvin Kamara, Michael Thomas will be ahead of him. And probably Jared Cook will be ahead of him when it comes to just overall looks. So yeah. Sal, keep up the good work, kid. Thank you, Mike Buckets. I appreciate that. Best tight end for tonight. If you can afford it, Darren Waller seems like the best overall tight end. I think Atkins for the Texans is also going to be sneaky. He's the only really active tight end to be on the field as a pass catcher. And they actually do target the tight ends in the red zone, believe it or not. Obviously, Hopkins is going to see so many targets in the red zone. But yeah, you think A.J. Brown will continue to produce? Look, A.J. Brown caught 3 passes for 100 yards on 4 targets. I like A.J. Brown, second-round wide receiver pick for the Titans. I actually like him. I was high on him. He came into camp a little bit heavy, but he's similar to an Julio Jones build. He might have that overall, I'm not going to say upside, but he has the same build and same potential to kind of go in that same type of style as Julio Jones, right? Just fast one, dominant because of your sides too. And then if you can get the route running down like Julio has, it's even better. So look, he only had 4 targets. Mariota in that offense is going to be very run heavy. So I'm not very high on A.J. Brown just because of the situation he's in. And again, he produced because he had like a 69-yard catch. So nice. Is Hunter Renfrow a sleeper tonight? I think Hunter Renfrow is going to be owned. I don't think the man comes out of the slot. He's going to be the starter in the slot. I don't know how they take him off the field. Whenever they run 11 personnel, which will be often, Hunter Renfrow will be on the field. Atkins, top tight end. I think Darren Waller is, then Jared Cook, then Atkins, in my opinion. But Atkins is fine if you need to kind of afford him. J.J. Nelson is listed as day-to-day. Do you think he will play? Yeah, I saw that he's injured. If he doesn't play, Ryan Grant and Hunter Renfrow become just fantastic plays. And then I believe Harris is also on that team. And that's really all the wide receiver depth that they have. Yeah, Deontay Harris. Or not Deontay Harris. Is it Dwayne? Is Dwayne Harris? Yeah, Dwayne Harris is on this team. But I think that's all that they really have. Patrick Renfrow or Richard. I like Renfrow there. We all know someone like Ted Ginn Jr. will break free. Yeah, he might. Sally Boy, we in the building. What's going on, man? Your thoughts on the Oakland defense? It's good because they're very cheap. That's the only reason. They're good because they're cheap. And again, the matchup is okay. Like Joe Flacco's no burner. You don't have to worry about Joe Flacco in terms of rushing upside or dual threat or anything. He's just going to sit in the pocket, probably throw short to intermediate passes for the most part, and they'll rely a lot on Phillip Lindsay, rely a lot on just Emmanuel Sanders, Deshaun Hamilton in the slot, take their shots here and there deep. Joe Flacco has looked good in preseason and camp, but again, he hasn't really faced any true test yet. We'll see how good he looks. What's up, man? Making 150 tonight. What's going on? Wow. You think pairing your QB with 2 pass catchers is necessary on a 2-game slate? I always think it is. Even on a 2-game slate, I think stacking makes sense. 1, you'll be very unique. 2, now if you're entering 150 lineups, you don't have to do it in every single one, clearly. But yeah, like pairing Deshaun Watson with Fuller and Hopkins, or pairing him with Kenny Stills because he's cheap and Hopkins, and running it back with Michael Thomas or something, and really anybody you want on the Saints, I still think that's your best bet in terms of capturing all the overall correlation and upside. Atkins good today? Yes, he is. Lindsay or Jacobs? That's a very good question. I'm going to go with Jacobs. Brown is better than DK Metcalf. They're in very similar situations. Russell Wilson is by far the better quarterback, but both teams are going to be very run heavy. I think overall DK sees more targets this year, but I do think Brown is the better talent, yes. Kirkwood or Traquan Smith? Traquan Smith. Sup, Sal? Feels on Qute. Am I pronouncing that right? Qute? I know that Kiki Qute, some people say that it's wrong. He's out. He's out today, by the way. Cooter Brown, he's not playing. Kamara / Waller or MT / Cook in cash? In cash, I'd go Kamara / what is your lineup, Buck fan? Well, not your lineup. Don't tell me the whole thing. Are you playing Drew Brees? If you're playing Drew Brees, go Michael Thomas and Cook. Again, you don't have to stack in cash. So I guess you're just looking for the overall upside. I'd go Michael Thomas and Cook there. Kenny Stills a good play with Kiki out? Yeah, he's definitely. Kamara a bust today? I don't think he's a bust by any means. No, why would he be a bust? Probably in line to see 6, 8, maybe more targets. What's going on, Jeremiah Evans? Much love, Sal. Keep doing big things. Thank you, David. Thoughts on Traquan and Ted Ginn? Ted Ginn's the better play. I don't have much interest in either. Best tight end tonight. A point per dollar, I think it's Darren Waller. But I do think Cook and Atkins are very much in play. Playing Watson, yeah, Deshaun Watson I'm not getting away from. He's absolutely fantastic. Traquan, a game buster. I guess you can say that. I think Ted Ginn's more of a game buster, honestly. Keep up the great work. Thanks, John. Ole Miss fan. Watched Brown and DK for a few seasons. Yeah, I mean, they're both fantastic talents. Yeah, definitely. DK was compared to Tyler Lockett. I don't really see too much of the comparison, but he was, which is a good comparison. Maybe it's work ethic-wise. But, yeah, you like Atkins a ton and Grant. I mean, I think I like him. Maybe not a ton. I think he's okay. Grant is going to be even better if Nelson is out. Grant's going to be splitting the outside work with Nelson and with Harris. So it's what you feel about that. They're cheap, though. Biggest question is Breeze versus Watson. Yeah, it probably is. I think I go with Watson every time. I don't even care about ownership at that point. They're both going to be highly owned. Watson probably more so, but I don't even care. Like, Watson's going to give you a stable floor of like 2 to 3 points just on the ground. Drew Brees is going to hand the ball off a lot tonight, a lot more than Watson. Like Watson, yeah, Carlos Hyde is back there. He's probably a sneaky play. I don't have interest, though. He's a dust bunny. But then after that, you have a guy who's going to be on the field a lot is Duke Johnson. Like, they signed him. They picked him up. You don't do that for no reason. And a lot of the times, he's going to be touching the ball in the passing game. Again, bonus to Watson. Sutton or Ty Williams? I like Sutton there. I'm not big on Ty Williams tonight, to be honest with you. But that's me personally. Thoughts on Noah? Noah Fant, yeah, rookie, should be okay. He's like the 4th favorite tight end tonight. Will Lindsey be the yardage guy to get the red zone? Then Denver gives it to Freeman from there. I mean, they're going to like run interchangeably. So I imagine Freeman gets a lot of goal line work, but don't be shocked if Lindsey's still on the field there. Like, as long as Theo Riddick's out, Lindsey's going to be viable in all parts of the field. So, yeah, Lindsey's fine, but in the preseason, they split directly down the middle in terms of their snaps and overall touches in the preseason. Thoughts on Latavius Murray for a punt? Yeah, he's a fine punt play. He'll see about 30-35% of the work. Wide receiver Kirkwood as a dart throw, I think you're getting too cute. How high are you on Glenn? Who the fuck is Glenn? Excuse my language. Who's Glenn? Jeremiah Evans says, how high are you on Glenn? Who the hell is Glenn? I just feel like giving him the same type of game Gurley did. Gurley had a good game. People keep saying that Gurley played terribly. He played bad in terms of hitting a DFS ceiling, but 15 overall touches, 101 yards, had the most yards after contact, 73. Top 5 tight end or top 5 running back from yesterday in terms of PFF. You can select Antonio Brown on FanDuel. Could be a sneaky punt, says Ryan. Yeah, could be very sneaky, right? Maybe 0 points will win it. Lindsey and Freeman in a GPP. I'm not playing both. Best strategy for showdown lineups. What's going on, Chris Thorne? Make sure your lineups correlate and leave money on the table to get different. Hunter Renfrow, he's very much in play. Hamilton is the flyer for me. Yeah, I love Deshaun. Penn Stater, absolutely great hands. He's going to be taking a huge hit, though, because Emmanuel Sanders is not going to come off the field, I would imagine. So the only way Hamilton gets in, really, for the most part, is if they go 4 wide, because Sanders is going to be in the slot a lot with Sutton on the outside. Learn to play guitar. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you. With Sutton and Patrick on the outside, I imagine Sanders stays in the slot a lot. What's going on, Robert? Because Kiki isn't playing, who's the best player to put in his spot? It is Kenny Stills. They signed him for that reason. Sutton or Sanders? Sutton for me. Terry Glenn? I don't know who Terry Glenn is. Like McLaurin? Like, in terms of not on this slate? I don't know who Terry Glenn is. Is he on this slate? I have no idea if that's the case. Like Terry McLaurin? Does that mean who Terry Glenn is? The rookie wide receiver for Washington? Breeze, Thomas, or Watkins, Hopkins? Watkins, Hopkins for me. Earmuffs, because of the cursing. Sorry, we're going to get banned. Yeti, how's your Jimmy G lineups go? Okay, all right. Teddy, 10 Gid, my bad. Oh, Glenn, not, okay, there we go. Ted Ginn, not Glenn. That helps. I was going crazy. I was like, who? Saints defense, no interest. They're my 4th ranked defense right now. Last, that means. Ted Ginn, my bad. Yeah, Ted Ginn's fine. I put him ahead of Traquan. Yo, Sal, what's going on, Rhythm Beats? I was down 30. What about Taysom Hill as a sneaky play? No, you're getting too cute. Ted Ginn, I think that means, yeah. Josh Jacobs. Yeah, Josh Jacobs is a fine play. How many people are watching this? Can somebody tell me? Hopkins and Fuller or Hopkins and Stills of all 3. Hopkins and Stills is going to be the better GPP play, in my opinion. Hopkins and Fuller for cash. Running back for DK, Latavius Murray, Hyde, or Jalen Richard, or Royce Freeman at Sal. Pick one of them. If I have to pick one of those guys, it's going to be Latavius Murray. Broncos, 225. Wait. We have 250 people watching right now? For a Monday night game? Y'all are crazy. I guess there is 250K on the line. Appreciate that. So I appreciate it if indeed you can hit the subscribe button. We're like very close to 8,000, which is crazy because we just hit 7,000 4 days ago. I had 7,000 subscribers 4 days ago, and we're like 200 away from 8,000. So thank you all so much. If you are not yet subscribed, please do hit that button. Appreciate it. I do have exclusive content on Patreon. You can check that out. And I'll be live tomorrow on Awesomo's channel at 11 a.m. Eastern time with Lofty. We're going to be chatting it. Thursday, we'll be doing a game-by-game breakdown. So I appreciate that. Do you think you have to get different at tight end? I think you can naturally just get different. I don't think ownership really accumulates in one spot. Maybe Cook, but yeah, I'm getting different at tight end. But that's just because, like, it's the only spot. You don't have to get different at tight end. I'm getting different at tight end just because of pricing. Lindsey or Johnson? Why am I blanking right now? Oh, Duke Johnson, duh. Lindsey or Duke Johnson? It depends what the rest of your lineup looks like if you're playing a tournament. Like, who are you kind of correlating with? Do you already have 2 Texans in your lineup to pair with Watkins? Are you starting Joe Flacco? Then definitely Lindsey, right? So it's stuff like that. Who are you correlating with? Why does this keep popping up, man? Any Heuerman love? 4 targets a game, but he's behind Faint. Yeah, no Heuerman love for me. He'll be on the field a little bit. 237. I got called crazy, says Yeti Wi-Fi. Wait, I called you crazy? My bad. I don't think I did I? Stills over Carter? Yeah, Stills over Carter for me. Hit the like button, fellas. What's going on, Squatch Happens? How you doing? What's up, fam? What about stacking all 3, Hopkins, Fuller, and Stills? I think that's too much, to be honest with you. Like, Stills is so cheap that maybe it's not. So I guess you can go there. Obviously, you have to play Deshaun there, but it feels like it's too much. You would probably have to run it back with both Kamara and Michael Thomas to try and just hope this game goes for like 60 points. But it feels like it's too much, 3 receivers. Like, in that situation, you're hoping Watkins throws 3 touchdowns to each of those 3 guys. Like, it could happen. So it's not too much. Just then you have to get everything, Dylan, on the Saints side. Like, I would get Kamara. I would get Michael Thomas. I'd just secure that whole game and not really, and just really just like get a defense from the last game and fill in your last player. Is Kamara getting a ton of ownership tonight? Yeah, I would imagine. Sal, stop acting surprised. You work so hard and deserve this, says Mike Buckets. I just okay, so here's the reason I'm surprised. Like, Friday, clearly, we had Sunday before lock, we had 540 people watching live. That was absolutely amazing. That was fantastic. I expected it to be a lot, but I was expecting like 200-300. This is just like a Monday night slate. Like, it's not a huge slate, so I know there's a lot of money on the line. Probably nobody has anything else to do, and it's just fun. It's a nice 2-game slate. But it seems like pushing 300 live viewers. I guess there's a lot of subscribers now to this channel, but it just seems like a lot because when I was doing like MLB and really NBA live streams, we'd be lucky if we had like 20 or 30 in here. So it's just a huge difference now. Showdown feels like you're burning cash. Not a fan. Yeah, I'm not either, but there's a 2-game slate tonight, so that's why. But yeah, Showdown is a burn of money. Thoughts on Sutton at 4,500? He's fine. He's my favorite wide receiver on the Denver tonight. Everyone hit a like button. What's going on, Wayne? I'm sure you've answered this a bunch, but what are your thoughts on Breeze? He's a beast in opening games. Yeah, he's okay to me tonight. I can't get away from Watson. I don't care if the ownership is the highest on Watson by 10, 15%. I can't get away from it on a 2-game slate where a guy has, thank you, Zach Mahoney, for subscribing to the channel. I appreciate you. Where a guy has just so much rushing upside. He's clearly by far the best overall fantasy quarterback on the slate for me. And when they're at comparable price points, you just need Deshaun Watson to outscore Drew Brees tonight. If anything, if you need him to outscore him by a range, it's like 2 points. Rushing upside is way higher. Touchdown equity on the ground is way higher. And in my opinion, there's going to be a decent amount of handoffs still in this offense for Drew Brees. You know you under 30 if you don't know who Terry Glenn is. Yeah, I'm 23, just turned 23, so that's why. By the way, the split on FanDuel Thursday was Graham ended up being 110. Oh, okay, you reached out to me, right, for the FanDuel like first touchdown of the season. That's awesome. I'm happy you had it. Denver or Oakland D? Denver D if you can afford it, but don't prioritize them. Like, if you have money left over, you can go to Denver. If you don't, just go to Oakland. Like, don't try and fit a defense in tonight. I'm going Raiders D to be different. I think that's fine. I think Raiders D actually becomes either the most owned or the second most owned. That game is going to have the two highest owned ownerships on defense just because of the low totals there. Is Duke Johnson playing enough? Yeah, I think he will. Duke a sneaky play. Duke's not going to be a sneaky play. He'll probably be high owned, in my opinion. Won 230 off of 30 yesterday in DraftKings. Thanks for much help. Much appreciation. Oh, Justin Emerson. That's awesome. Thank you. I got called today that the devil is like, I'm like the devil or something, and because I was giving people wrong plays. I just give information. I don't give no lineups out. But yeah, you can go on Twitter. Some random bimbo who runs like a church site. He was like, you are the devil. You are embodying Satan or something. I was like, what is happening? This guy for real? Jay Richard, a pump play. Yeah, so Richard is actually really very much in play. Obviously, Jacob's going to get all the goal line work, first, second, probably third down too. That's the only issue there. But if they get down, Richard's going to be on the field a lot. Top stud to fade tonight. I mean, your studs on the slate, honestly, are Watson, Breeze, I guess, Kamara, Michael Thomas, and Hopkins. I'm not getting away from Kamara, Michael Thomas, and Hopkins in terms of like fading them 100%. There's no way. If you're fading them 100%, it would be Breeze, in my opinion. Who's the slate breaker, Sal? Slate breaker. I don't know. Like, honestly, DeAndre Hopkins, like the 102 touchdown game is always in the cards, and he's a goddamn monster on. That's the easy answer, right? But yeah, he's a goddamn monster in primetime games. Look at his primetime game stats. There's nobody better in the league. Who's the guy, says Wayne. Who's the guy? Yeah, man. Look, the slate breaker, there's a great chance it's going to be like one of the $3,000 Oakland players. I like Hunter Renfrow, but he's not a slate breaker. Like, he's a catch 6 balls for 70 yards and maybe fall into the end zone as like a really good game. But guys like J.J. Nelson, guys like Ryan Griffin on the outside, they'll be sharing snaps in place of Antonio Brown, but they're dirt cheap and will be getting a decent amount of snaps. Tyrell Williams, yeah, sure, he's 4,400. He's going to be the wide receiver 1 out there. I just don't overall trust him. He's a slate breaker, though. Like, has speed on the outside. He's just never been a number 1 wide receiver. And in his very small samples of trying to act like one, he has not produced. Renfrow or Kirkwood? Renfrow by a mile. Hey, what's going on, the bundling? So we have people watching on, hey, the bundling says much love. What's going on, the bundling? Yeah, people are watching over on the Twitch sphere. What's up, man? How you doing? You think salary matters in tonight's slate? I'm leaving a lot left to be contrarian. What's going on, Joseph Graham? In a 2-game slate, it matters still, obviously. There's not many options. But if you get different in one spot or you're stacking, you'll probably be okay. You win over a certain amount, Sal can claim you on his taxes, LOL. If you win a certain amount, Sal can claim you on his taxes. Is that how it goes? That's funny. People generally like football more than NBA and MLB. Oh, yeah, of course. Where are we at in the chat? I don't have like the bar popping up. Oh, wow. I'm way behind in the chat. Let me get down to this. Full fade on Flacco and Carr if making 150 viable? No, that's not viable. You need to have pieces of them. Just walked in the door. Are you sending your notes via Patreon? Yeah, what's going on, the fella man? What's going on, man? Overall, like, really no notes for this slate. The rankings are what's up on Patreon and the tiers. That pretty much encapsulates anything. If I put any notes in there that I'm thinking about for this slate, I'll update it if we need to. I'll be live until 6:45. Showdown's like the lottery, but more fun. Yeah, it's more fun than the lottery, but I hate Showdown, man, so much. Like, lately I've just been playing like a $3 like single entry. It's like 5K to first, and they're just terrible Showdown slates. You think Houston's playing from behind tonight? No. Neutral, so like nothing big. Think that Hill steals a TD from Breeze, which on Yahoo is why you have to go Watson at that same price. Yeah, I guess that's some risk as well if you kind of want to poke holes in Breeze. I'm not too worried about it. Your Twitter account had me laughing. Yeah, man. Twitter today was really... I woke up at 4:30 in the morning. Joe Kavosic? I hope I'm saying that. Kavosic. That sounds right? Thank you. I appreciate you subscribing. DFS is just like gambling. Never know. Yeah, like defenses in DFS are what make it like gambling. Ed C, thank you for subscribing to the channel. Appreciate that. You wait until you were going to have 1,200 live. Keep it grinding, Sal. Always grinding, man. Sanders or Patrick? Patrick, honestly, for me. Very big price difference. Kiki is out. He's not playing. Saints D going to get Watson. I don't think so. Why no interest in Kenny Stills? No, now, Average Joe, there's interest now in Kenny Stills. You can see right here. Did I not put him in here? Hold on. I thought I updated this. Okay, so that's my bad. So I updated this sheet before I went live. We should have updated the sheet before I went live, and it did not save. So that's an issue. And really my only change was Kenny Stills. Philip Lindsay I updated earlier. So, no, I have interest in Kenny Stills now with no Kiki. He's a very good play. He'll play a lot of the slot snaps with Carter. Hey, Sal, no C since NBA. What's going on, Charles Wheeler? Welcome back, man. Geez, no guarantees. You research full-time more than the average Joe. I think we have a guy named Average Joe in here. What's up, Average Joe? If I had to fade anyone, I fade Breeze, and I did. I agree. I'm playing Taysom. Well, Taysom is a burn your money special. If you're even if Taysom Hill scores a touchdown on the ground tonight and gets you 7 points, I don't even think he's not needed. He's not needed. If you're playing like Showdown, maybe, but even then, I don't think he's needed. May not sound good. Flacco, Sanders, lowest owned. I think Flacco will be the lowest owned. I think I think he'll be probably the lowest owned. Atkins as captain. Oh, you're playing Showdown? Sneaky captain, but I don't think you have enough upside there. Sal, who's your sneaky player between 5 and 6K? Well, let's see who's between 5 and 6K. All right. Sneaky player between 5. Like, that's such a weird price range. I don't know, man. That's such a weird price range. Like, I think there's a ton of sneaky players or lower owned in the 3K range. Like, 5 and 6K, you're pretty much asking me Duke Johnson, Philip Lindsay, and Josh Jacobs. Like, who do I like the most? Josh Jacobs, by far, at that price point, I like the most, but he's going to be owned. Like, 5 and 6K, there's not many options there. Like, if you're just going in between there. Like, Emmanuel Sanders, I don't like. Derek Carr and Joe Flacco are obviously quarterbacks. Like, I don't really see many options between 5 and 6K. It's probably just Josh Jacobs, but I don't think he's sneaky. All you have really there is running backs, and I don't have an interest in Emmanuel Sanders. So 5 and 6K is a very weird price range. It's Phillip Lindsay, it's Josh Jacobs, it's Emmanuel Sanders, and it's Duke Johnson. And I have the most interest probably in Josh Jacobs there. Sal Vetri, what do you have for defense and special teams? It's either Denver Broncos or Oakland Raiders, whichever one you can afford. All the Waller tonight, says Yeti Express. Yeah, I think Waller might actually end up being the highest owned tight end. I have to see. If you're playing in like low stakes, it's probably going to be Jared Cook, but Waller, yeah, he's fine. 285 people now. With Kuti out, who will be the Texans slot? It'll be Carter/Kenny Stills. I think Stills will get more time. They signed him for a reason. Thoughts on Stills and Freeman? Have interest in Stills. Duke Johnson or Lindsey? For me there, it's going to be Lindsey. Just because of the price savings. Blowed and ready. Texans, let's get it. What's going on, man? Almost 300. Hey, let's go. We hit 300, 311. Wow. Okay. What's going on in the bundling? You're over on Twitch. If you had to take a showdown captain, who would you grab? New Orleans and the Houston game. Yeah, man, I haven't looked at showdown at all, to be completely honest with you. If you're not like paying up, like all the way paying up in terms of like the Hopkins or the Fuller range, Kenny Stills makes some sense. You can go Deshaun Watson at captain. I would actually think about that because he has the rushing upside. All right. Give me 2 minutes. I have to pee. I literally have to pee. Like, I have to go to the bathroom right now. I've never done this on a live stream. If you all stay in here for literally 2 minutes, I'll be right back. If somebody new gets in here and they're like, where's Sal? What's going on? Why there's nobody on the screen? Just give it 1 minute. Like, the man's got to pee. This happens. Stuff like this happens, right? Let me know. Can somebody give me the approval to go to the bathroom here on my own stream? Because we're about to die here. Unknown Element, thank you for following me over on Twitch. What's going on? 3:30. I'm out. Thanks, Sal. No problem, man. I'm going to go. Yeah, I'm going to go real quick because we can't have wet our pants on stream. We made it. Woo! Everyone my age pees their pants, says Corey Campbell. What's going on? Hey. Peeing your pants is cool. Since when? What's happening, Sal? Hey, sorry, I was at the bathroom. You know, the stream is fire, says Matt. What's going on, Matt? Everyone my age pees their pants weird. Sorry. Why is no one on screen? The man was peeing. Come on. Give me like 2 seconds. Damn. Who should we play over Kute now? Kenny Stills will be the best direct replacement. Carter will get some touches, though. Looks. This stream is boring as fuck, says Matt. What the hell? What do you mean, Matt? How dare you? He's in the bathroom. Yeah, man, come on. Look at the screen. It's nice. You can just let it do itself. Has he fallen? Keep a Gatorade bottle under your desk. I can't do that. Does he predictions? What's going on? All right, everybody, I'm back. I mean, how many people are in here now? I imagine people left, but come on. Give me the guy 60 seconds. Come on now. 3:15 now. We kept stable. Waller or Renfro? I like Renfro more. If peeing your pants is cool, consider me Miles Davis. Yikes. Kenny Stills or Murray on Showdown? Kenny Stills for me. Target leader for the Raiders, Renfro, question mark? Yeah, there's a very real chance it's Renfro. I think it's going to be very much distributed. Like, I think 5 targets leads that team, but I think it might be Renfro. You're right. Wear NASCAR suit, 316. Okay, everybody's in here now. Ted Ginn, good enough filler, big value play. Yeah, I think he's the guy to go to over Traquan, in my opinion. He'll be the number 2. Starting out there. But yeah, overall, I'm not going to be getting to Ted Ginn. I just think it's too thin. Like, think of like the targets out there. Obviously, if he sees 2 targets and catches a 50-yard touchdown, but again, we could say that for every wide receiver on the outside on this slate. But Ted Ginn, I mean, Michael Thomas, Alvin Kamara, obviously 1 and 2 when they're throwing the ball. Jared Cook is probably number 3, and then you look Ted Ginn's way. So like, they'll have a couple of design plays in terms of going deep for him, and it's a matter of, do you think he catches one for 50 yards? Still's going to get PJ Williams. Well, like that's the ideal spot, right? You would hope so. Tough to get stable cash plays in your opinion. Stable cash plays, yeah, because like you don't have to stack in cash. I think just a 2-game slate, it's clearly better than a showdown. You could play cash on this slate. It actually sets up nicely because there's so much value. Stable, yeah, because it's a 2-game slate, so it's hard to feel stability compared to like a 12 or even a 5-game slate. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely not easy. Waller, Feint, or Hill? Waller. Who do you like as the highest Denver versus Oakland GPP pick? The highest? Probably Phillip Lindsay. Thomas, Kamara, Hopkins, pick your 2. Hopkins and Thomas. You think you're going to be a shootout tonight? Or do you think I'm going to be? No, I'm not shooting nobody tonight, man. Highest upside for sub 4K wide receiver, Smith, Stills. Highest upside, I'd say, like, in terms of just overall to be in the winning lineup, Hunter Renfrow. I don't see the guy coming off the field. Like, again, he can catch 4 balls for 50 yards and do not much, but there's a real chance he could see 7, 8 targets tonight. If you're talking about, like, just big boomer bust play under 4K, I wouldn't say Stills. It's probably either Ted Ginn or Traquan. Is Ted Ginn under 4K? I don't even know. Like, I don't even think he is, right? I don't know. Does Stills diminish Fuller's value? No, he doesn't. He'll be in the slot a lot. Can you have both Kamara and Thomas? Yes, you can. Can you make a lineup for the 2-game slate? No, I'm not going to make no lineup. Best value play in New Orleans versus Houston. New Orleans versus Houston, best value. That's a good question. Probably Kenny Stills. Is Alvin going to take 2 spot for running backs this week? What does that mean? Is Alvin going to take 2 spot? What do you mean? I'm all with you, Sal 100. Yeah. He said, I'm all with you. Yeah, we ain't shooting nobody. Yeah, but no, I think it's going to be by far the better game is the Saints and Texans. That's the game that I'm loading up on. Do you know if J.J. Nelson is healthy? He's like questionable for this game, so I don't know yet. Have we seen anything? No interest in Darren Fells. Thoughts on 50-50 for a 2-game slate? Yeah, you can do it. It's not like locked in viable, but you can do it. No rushing upside for Breeze. Don't have his rushing stats up. No rushing upside for Breeze. I mean, comparable to Deshaun Watson, no shot. If you had to guess running back ownership, who's I don't have to guess it. I have fan shares pulled up. I have Awesomos pulled up. I have like 5 different sites pulled up right here. I think Jacobs might be the highest owned. Like probably Kamara just because people know him, but Jacobs is going to be very highly owned. Shall I just play the plays that make no sense? No, you shouldn't, because then you're just burning your money, and that makes no sense. Ginn is 5,600 as regular, 8,400. Oh, you're talking about showdown slate. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I don't know. The showdown slate's just such a crapshoot. There's so many good players that can be the captain tonight. Like, that's why if there wasn't a 2-game slate, I clearly would be covering the showdown slate for content reasons, like for all of you, and I like doing it. But again, I would play like one lineup and know I'm losing my money doing it. Carlos Hyde. Yeah, Carlos Hyde is sneaky because they're going to give him work. It's just like, why? He's terrible. Like, Duke Johnson should be on the field in this offense, especially in this style of a game. It's going to be high scoring, probably a higher pace game. But Duke Johnson or Carlos Hyde can very much be like a carry the ball 10 times for 25 yards but run in 2 touchdowns type of deal. And that's really annoying. But I'm not going to be playing that. Guys, don't be afraid of chalk tonight. All you need is 2 players. That's different. Yeah, Mike Lowry is right. Like, I'm not getting away from chalk. Deshaun Watson is by far the best quarterback on the slate. In my opinion, I'm not getting away from it. Overall, I'm not getting away from chalk. You have to get different, really honestly, in just probably one spot if you are stacking, maybe not even at all. 1,100, enough left over. For a 2-game slate, yeah, it's more than enough. Showdown, it's fine, yeah. Is Alvin Kamara going to be top spot? He's like my 3rd overall interest. Thomas or Sanders? Thomas, Scott Jones. Why am I like not knowing who Thomas is right now? Am I missing something? Michael Thomas, duh. Why was I thinking, like, you think Demaryius Thomas? Oh, my God. Michael Thomas over Sanders all day. Is Jacob a bust? Is he a bust? I mean, I wouldn't have drafted him in season long where I did, especially now, obviously, Antonio Brown is going to ruin that. It's going to make the field a lot more narrow. But no, he's a really good talent. I don't think he's a bust. I mean, we haven't even – let the guy play first. Is it worth trying to fit Kamara, Thomas, and Hopkins? Is it worth it? I mean, they're the 3 best players in the slate, so if you could fit it and the rest of your lineup isn't just dust, like you're not just reaching for 1 or 2 players, then sure, do it. Atkins or Waller? I like Waller overall point per dollar if you can fit him, but Atkins is a pretty good value play. Broncos or Raider defense, single entry GPP. If you can pick either one you want, big dog, I'd go Broncos. But if you're like reaching or going down at wide receiver to fit in the Raiders, don't do that. Subsal, Noah Fant target projection. Cody Perkins, Noah Fant target projection. Probably like 4. I don't have target projections for these smaller slates, but it'd be like 4. Renfrow over Hamilton for me. Latavius will steal Kamara's TDs. No, he won't. Latavius Murray will be in for his rotations. Alvin Kamara had more red zone touches last year than Mark Ingram. So Alvin Kamara is a red zone and goal line back. It doesn't seem like he is based on his size, but he has always been that type of player. Lindsey or Jacobs? That's a really good question, Jeremiah Evans. I really need to know what the rest of the lineup looks like. If you're playing cash, I'd probably go Jacobs just for overall touches upside. Which game is the highest total? The first one, by far. By far and away, the highest total is the Saints and Houston. They're like the highest total on the entire weekend, like 54 right now. How much salary are you leaving? For the 2-game slate, you don't have to leave really any. I don't know how much I'm leaving right now. I don't know what my lineup specifically comes out to, but it's not like 1,000. It's probably a couple hundred. Tom V, what's going on, man? Fuller question mark. Yeah, he's fine. Definitely fine. I haven't seen Jacobs, so I'll ask Jacobs or Duke. There's $1,000 price difference there in Jacobs and Duke, so it really affects your lineup. That's very close. Jacobs and Duke is such a toss-up. I'd go Jacobs just because you know you're getting 3 down back work. Ronnie, what's up? We're going to get it tonight. I hope so, man. T. Williams, wide receiver, Oakland thoughts? I don't have interest. Look, he's cheap. He's $4,400. He's fine for the price point as a wide receiver 1 out there, but I need to see him do something first, which again, like GPPs, take your risk on him if you like something there. But overall, I'm not going to get to Tyrell Williams. He's clearly a guy who, if they take a deep shot to, he can break the slate. But I'd rather, right now, I'm not falling in that 4,400 or that 4,000 range a lot. I'm either going very cheap to the 3K range for my wide receiver plays, or I'm just paying up. LOL, nice Billy Madison drop. Hey. Just want to say thank you, Sal. No problem, Mike. Breeze or Watson? Watson for me. What are your thoughts on Stills? I think he's a very good value now because there's no Qt. I'm stuck on defense to choose. It's either the Raiders or Denver. If you can't afford Denver, go Raiders, in my opinion. Waller is the only Raider I'm touching. That's fair. I really like Hunter Renfrow. GPP single entry. GPP single entry for what? For what? Oh, you're talking about for your contest. So what was your question again, Jeremiah? Lindsey or Jacobs? GPP single entry. Give me Jacobs still. Kude out. Yeah, he's out. Thoughts on Traquan Smith? I don't have much interest. I mean, clearly he's a guy who could be a big play upside guy, can catch a long touchdown, but I don't have much interest, honestly. Hell yeah, we broke 350. Wow, 350 live. That's crazy. You think we could get 400 on a Monday night stream? I'll be live for like 10 more minutes. Tony Ferguson will win the Super Bowl this year. Sutton or Richard? Sutton. T. Williams or Cortland? Lindsey or Duke Johnson? Yeah, we just had that question. I think, or no, maybe we didn't. I think I prefer Lindsey there. Stills versus Fuller. Wow, Stills versus Fuller. That's tough for me to actually say, Jake, only because there's a big price difference there. Like, what is Stills? Price-wise on Stills is $3,900, below 4K. And the price point on Fuller is $5,300. Like, there's a 14. What are you doing with the rest of that money? If you're just leaving it on the table, I would probably just get the Fuller. Everyone drop a like. Can you guys like the stream for Sal really quick? Hey, I appreciate you guys. Yeah, if you could hit the subscribe button. There's 350 of you in here. If this is the first time you're ever seeing me and you're getting any sort of value, I answered a question, you were happy about it, yay, clap, whatever it might be, hit the subscribe button. I appreciate that. We're about to hit 8,000. 8,000. I just hit 7,000 4 days ago. You all rock so much. Subscribing is totally free. Appreciate that. You can donate to the stream. There's Super Chat enabled on this YouTube. You can donate via Twitch all the time, as well as Sportscaster. We're streaming on those platforms as well right now. So if you do want to hit the subscribe button, if you do want to donate to the stream, if you feel the need, you can. You can follow me on Twitter at SalVetriDFS. Follow me over there. I do updates. I've been dropping a lot of stats in terms of PFF stats, Pro Football Focus in terms of next-gen stats, things like that. Ted Ginn or Hyde? Ted Ginn for me. Any Ginn love for GPP? Yeah, he's okay. Is it too risky running Waller and Atkins? Yeah, I think so. Is Traquan Smith a play today? He's a very low dart play. GPPs, he's like okay, but I think there's so many better GPP options. Williams or Sutton? DK. I think I like Sutton more there. Jacob or Johnson? Jacob. This Monday slate is pretty live. I can believe 350 in the chat. Everyone is wanting to win the money back they lost yesterday. Yeah, that's how it's going to be like every week, right? And a 2-game viable slate. That makes sense. I'm building around whichever one hits better value, says Jake. What was your question again, Jake? So whichever one hits better value. So Stills or Fuller. Better value is going to be Stills then because he's so cheap. Thank you, Marty S, for subscribing to the channel. I appreciate you. Thoughts on Emmanuel Sanders? I think he's dusty. I mean, he could prove me wrong, but he's 31 coming off an Achilles tear, and the hype train is out on him that he looks fantastic, and he could look fine, but like preseason, he was on the field for like 10 snaps, touched the ball twice, and everybody's losing their mind around it. So I need to see what he looks like if he actually is on the field for more than 10 snaps. FanDuel best play. I'm actually not playing FanDuel. I never do, so I can't really help too much there. Sutton or Richard? Sutton. Nice work, Sal. Thank you. Lindsey or Jacobs? Jacobs for me there. Lindsey's a player. Is there a better choice at that price point? I think Jacobs is a better play, but Lindsey's also fine. How did you do on Sunday? So Sunday I played like 95% cash. Clearly not. I had Patrick Mahomes in the QB, so really Lamar Jackson going off didn't hurt too much. Not having Christian McCaffrey's 45 burger in cash absolutely hurts, as well as Ekelar's absolutely hurts. But overall, I think I lost. I had like 1,000 in play in cash, and I lost like 50. So a loss overall, but nothing major. That's just for the early slate. The afternoon slate went very well, having Marlon Mack, having Austin Eckler, having Keenan Allen, Phillip Rivers. I stacked that game and then ran it back with Marlon Mack. Worked out pretty well. So overall, in terms of cash, profited. When you factor in GPPs, which was like 5 to 10% of my workload, small profit. It probably broke even, if anything. It was like a wash, which is fine. Cash went really well in the afternoon. Cash went a small down in the early slates, and then GPPs the afternoon just canceled out the losses in the beginning. But I play predominantly cash. Tucker writes, has subscribed. Thank you, Tucker. Who would winning a wrestling match, Lemmy or God? Who's Lemmy? Who's God? How do you feel about Tim Patrick? He's a very good value play. I think he'll be on the field enough. Single entry, Murray or Stills? Stills. Do you need to have any of the Broncos? Need? No. How many studs are you using? Studs? Define stud. Probably all of them. Sleeper play, question mark. Sleeper play, probably Tim Patrick. Maybe Kenny Stills if people aren't on him. You like 3 running backs or 4 wide receivers on this slate? On a 2-game slate, you can go 4 wide receivers. I usually like 3 running backs, though. Cash was coconuts last night. Love the honesty. Yeah, overall, yesterday was like a complete wash. Like early on, I was like, man, I'm going to really lose this first week because Christian McCaffrey's going to drop a 50 burger. But then in the afternoon, it went very well. I was very high in the Chargers stack all day, and I got to them everywhere in the afternoon slates. They were my cash lineup. I even played a lot of Chargers even in cash, which I don't usually recommend. But on a smaller slate, I ended up playing just like not even by trying to stack it, just Keenan Allen, Austin Eckler, and Phillip Rivers. If you played that 5-game afternoon slate, they just fit in well, and they made a lot of sense. And then Marlon Mack on the opposite end just fit in well. I ended up game stacking without even trying to in cash. I just felt good about it. 361 still watching. Wow. Jacobson, Terrell, or Duke Johnson and Renfro. In cash, I would probably go Duke Johnson and Renfro. Thoughts on Lindsey for GPPs? He's fine. Is both tight end a play? Did you mention Jared Cook, Sal? I joined late. What's going on, Remedy? How you doing? I appreciate you being over on Twitch tuning in. So Jared Cook, he's okay. He's probably the best overall pure point tight end. If you can fit him, it's fine. Is both tight ends a bad play? Yes, I would think so on this slate. There's not a lot of viable guys. Good GPP play. Who's a good GPP play, Robert? Who'd you ask? I didn't see you ask anybody. Atkins and Broncos or Waller and Raiders? That's like a wash. Waller and Raiders probably. Atkins and Raiders D. What do you think about putting in Jared Cook and Waller? I think you're trying to get too cute there. Like, I think the upside is so limited. Like, if one of Jared Cook and Waller scored a touchdown tonight, I would be surprised. If you told me Hunter Renfro, Stills scored a touchdown, I would say I'm not surprised. If like both of those tight ends scored a touchdown, and then they might even need to do more. So, yeah, I think the upside's too low there. Drop a like. What's going on? Josh Hill is my TD sleeper. Yeah, Josh Hill usually finds his way into the field around the red zone. I'm going both Waller and Cook. Yeah, you can do it. You're going to be different by going 2 tight ends for sure. I just think the upside's limited. To take the slate, how many stacks do you need? What do you mean, how many stacks? You just need 1. In GPP single entry. What do you mean? You're playing a single entry. I would just stack 3 players from one team and 1 from the other. Maybe 2 from the other, honestly. Is 1,300 too much to leave on the table? In the 2-game slate, probably. Jalen Richard, okay or too cute? I think he's fine. He's very GPP dependent. You need the game flow to be Denver gets up big, which I don't know if I believe that. Fane or Atkins? I like Atkins. Patrick, a reach or no thinking about playing him? Patrick is only needed if you need him to fit a very good lineup in terms of all the studs in. Patrick will be on the field a good amount, but he's not like some huge upside guy. Like tonight's slate literally comes down to who catches the touchdowns. So I can't predict touchdown upside. I can predict opportunity in snaps, which kind of leads sometimes to touchdowns. So like Tim Patrick will be on the field for snaps more so than a lot of those Oakland, Denver, or Oakland guys, but not as much as Fuller, not as much as Hopkins, not as much as Thomas. So yeah, Tim Patrick is okay, but he's not going to be on the field anywhere near as other guys. But the price point indicates that. So for his price point, yeah, he's good value. Derek Carr, 3 touchdowns, 300 plus. I actually like Derek Carr. Like, not tonight. I think he's okay tonight. But I actually like Derek Carr as a quarterback. What just happened? My grandpa and grandma are calling me. Should we pick it up on stream? I only got 2 minutes left anyways. I'll call him back. Could Royce Freeman be a decent GPP play in correlation with the Broncos D or not enough upside catching the ball? He'll be on the field for 50% of the snaps. He just won't catch the ball. But, yeah, he's going to be very low owned. I don't have interest. 3 Oakland guys, too much for one lineup. 3 Oakland guys, who are you playing then? It depends who you're playing. Sal is only 23 in his way to doing big things. Hey, Mega Royal, thank you. Yeah, just turned 23 June 30th. Not to be a complete idiot, but is there not an option to play head-to-head for money? I'm completely new to Draftkings. No, there is. You can play head-to-head for money anytime. Go into the lobby, head-to-heads, join. You should be creating your own head-to-heads, though. You can create a contest. Need a second running back on FanDuel. Kamara is my RB1. I don't know the pricing over there, Dustin. I'm sorry about that. If you give me pricing, I could help you out. Fade Hopkins to fit Breeze. Stills at captain and Atkins. So you're talking about Showdown, Corey. Honestly, I can't help too much with Showdown. I don't even know the Showdown pricing. I'm kind of useless there. Sutton or Stills? Depends on the rest of your lineup. There's a pricing difference there, but Sutton for upside. That's my problem. There's no RB worth a damn past Kamara. I'm assuming you're saying on FanDuel. Hollywood Brown played 14 snaps yesterday, 5 targets, he had 4 catches, 147 yards, 2 touchdowns. I saw it all. Remember, process over results. Good luck, everybody. Yeah, I don't have any interest in Lamar. I don't have any interest in priced up all those guys on Baltimore. You know, I love Lamar Jackson. I've been hyping him and touting him since April for season long. But you know, he threw 20 times and a touchdown every 4 attempts. And yeah, guys were on the field for 14 snaps. The Dolphins they all want to be traded. Half the defense wants to be traded. I'm not overreacting. Half the defensive players want to be traded. So you really think that they were trying on defense? Did you see Hollywood Brown, how open he was? Yeah, those aren't blown assignments. Those are guys like, oh, you're running by me? Fuck it. That's what that is. Fuller and Hopkins too much for one line? No, but you better have Deshaun Watson. Watson, Hyde, Hopkins stack? No, Hyde is not a stack that makes sense. Brett Skinner, Carlos Hyde does not correlate with Watson. You need pass catchers. Can Hyde catch one ball? Yeah, but you want guys who are going to catch the ball for touchdowns. That would be Duke Johnson. Sal, you are my father. Keith, my father, my son's in here. Who suffers more from Saints' depth, Mike Thomas or Kamara? Neither of them suffer from Saints' depth. Not at all. Nothing changes for Kamara. Ingram was there last year. He's still fantastic. Nothing changes for Mike Thomas at all. Jacobs or Johnson? Jacobs. This is going to be a great first game. All right, let's do it. Appreciate you guys. I'm done. If you could hit the subscribe button before you leave. How many people are we at? Did we hit 350 or 370? What did we hit? Yeah, but I will be dropping a video tomorrow morning, an early look, a breakdown of the slate position by position. Wednesday will be a Thursday night football video. I will be live on Awesemo 11 a.m. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Lofty on Tuesday, Thursday. Chris Randone on Saturday. No problem, Unknown Element. Thank you. They're deeper this year with healthy Ted Ginn. Yeah, they're deeper with Ted Ginn, but it's not going to affect Michael Thomas all that much at all. Thoughts on Heuerman? No interest. No feints in front of him. Higher point prediction for a quarterback tonight. The highest point prediction is going to be Watson for me. What do you think of Kirkwood? Kirkwood's too cute. Good luck. Subscribe. Thank you. All right, guys. I'm out. I appreciate it. Going to just get these lineups finalized. See you all. Reach out to me on Twitter at SalVetriDFS. You could sign up on Patreon if you have interest. I have an NFL Daily Fantasy course if you have interest. And yeah, appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button before you leave. My name's Sal. You already know that. Almost just burped on camera. This would be just the worst stream ever. Going to the bathroom, peeing, burping. I didn't go to the bathroom on camera if you didn't know that. I left the camera. How many people are watching? Would we top out? Can somebody let me know? I really like Carlos Hyde. Yeah, man. I mean, he's a terrible running back. It's not even like Carlos Hyde. Obviously, opportunity matters. I think Duke Johnson gets more opportunity. Carlos Hyde is just dust. 5 teams in like 4 years. Terrible. Leave money on the table. Definitely for Showdown. I don't think it's necessary if you build a proper lineup on a 2-game slate, though. All right. Cool. Peace out, gang. My name's Sal. You already know that. See ya.